Yo, what's up, guys? I wanted to do a quick review for a movie me and BDG Reviews did a commentary for last night, and that's The Strangers. We had done a podcast episode on this, actually, which I'll link below, and we had did a commentary for this last night, which I'll link in the description also. That was really fun doing it. We did the unrated cut. Now, this was my first time seeing this movie on HD. I always had the DVD right here, which I had for years. Just it had done the job for a while, but I never, I hadn't seen it for a long time. And when the sequel was announced, it reinvigorated my love for The Strangers. Because I'd seen this when it first came out, and I remember it actually freaked me out, and I loved it. Got the DVD, but it had sat on my shelf for a long time, and actually, homie Jeremy in the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror page, he had posted that The Strangers was $14.99 at Best Buy with the slipcovers and stuff. So I went to see if they had it, and they actually had it. So picked it up, 15 bucks for a Scream Factory Collector's Edition. Couldn't complain. Now, when this was announced, I was kind of surprised, that they were putting this as a collector's edition, just because there's not really that much new features at all for this. Maybe 20 minutes tops of special features. But still, it's one of my favorite modern horror movies, and I just wanted to pick it up, see what's up. And after seeing this and not having seen it in HD, it was well worth the upgrade for me, because the blacks and the DVD were always really crushed and stuff, and seeing this on, I don't know, I can't talk about the original transfer. My buddy Glenn, he had the original transfer, BDG Reviews, and he says it was always really good. So if you have that original Blu-ray, I guess stick with it. But transfer was beautiful on this. It had the best blacks I've ever seen, I think, on a Blu-ray. It was just beautiful looking. It was like watching a movie again for the first time. I think this movie's a masterwork in tension. I think it's 10 out of 10 movie as far as modern goes. This was made 10 years ago to this year, so I think it'd be in my top 3 of the past decade for sure. Liv Tyler, Scott Speedman, they're a couple who pretty much are breaking up at this point. She declined his marriage proposal, and he had this whole weekend all planned out, rose petals on the ground, and all that in anticipation that she'd say yes, and she says no. So that's not a spoiler. It's given away right there in the first minute, and literally probably 15-20 minutes tops into this movie is when it all just kind of breaks loose. There's a knock on the door, and you're introduced to these masked invaders, pretty much, who are just kind of taunting and messing with Liv Tyler and them. And that's pretty much the plot. I don't want to give anything away in case you haven't seen this, but it's just a perfect movie, perfect tension, perfect everything. I love all the performances. I think the masks, the costumes, everything is perfect. I think the scenery, everything, perfect. I love the musical choices they use. It adds a creeper value. Yeah, so there's not much I can say. If you wanted a more in-depth review, scene by scene and all that, we have the podcast, which we reviewed this and its sequel. And like I said, we have the commentary that we did last night. That will be linked in the description here. Now, The Strangers Pray for Day, I think it was called. I don't remember the subtitle if it was, but we're actually going to do a commentary on that next month on the 12th, the day it comes out. We're going to try it. Well, we don't want to give away what we're trying to do, but we're going to do that on the 12th, first day it comes out. So we're excited about that. I'm super hyped to watch the sequel again, because it is completely different than this. And I also got to say, too, when this was announced, I was kind of disappointed with that cover art. But after watching this again, that color art, or that cover art and the color palette matches this movie perfectly. So I do give Scream Factory props on that. And I also got to give them props on the fact that they didn't use the theatrical artwork. They used this alternative, one-sheet artwork for the reversible, which I thought was really cool. Now, one of the downsides about this release specifically is it doesn't have a commentary, and the other Blu-ray didn't have a commentary, so I think that's kind of lame that Scream Factory didn't opt to do a commentary with this, which is just bizarre to me. But what this release does have, if you are thinking of upgrading, it has a new HD master of the theatrical cut taken from the 2K digital intermediate. The Element of Terror, which is interview with the cast and crews, which was the original interviews that are seen on the DVD and the old Blu-ray, so there's nothing new there. Deleted scenes, TV spots, trailer, those are all old features. Now, disc 2 is the unrated version, and it has a new HD master of the unrated cut, taken from the digital intermediate with HD inserts, brand new interviews with writer-director Brian Bertino, which was actually really cool, and that makes it more confusing, the fact that he came on to do interviews, but didn't do a commentary, which that's what this release to me needed to be the definitive version. Is I kind of need a commentary, especially when there's kind of confusion with the ending, as me and BDG reviews were pointing out when we were doing the commentary. But and there's new interviews with Kip Weeks, who played Sackhead guy, and interviews with Laura Margolis, who played the mother type character, this woman here, and so that's really cool that they have interviews with that. But this really didn't need to be a collector's edition. I feel like they just did that just because the new one was coming out. But hey, for someone who didn't have the HD version, this is a good upgrade. You know, both cuts on 2 discs, you know. Really welcome to have it in my collection. $15 was a steal for it. You know, the more I talk about it, the more I look at it and watch it. It was highly worth it. And if you don't have the original Blu-ray, definitely pick this up. It may still be at Best Buy, I don't know, because Best Buy seems to have a select few Scream Factories on sale every time I go there. Like, I know Carrie's one of them, and Drag Me to Hell, and I picked up the Psycho remake there, all dirt cheap. So yeah, give it a look. If you can find it, pick it up. But anyways, guys, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the commentaries and stuff, which I'll link. And then on the 12th next month, again, we'll have a commentary for Strangers 2. Anyways, guys, peace.